Okay. Where's Sky? Okay, yeah. Rolling. Rolling.
So today we are doing a battle of two 200mm lenses. You can see Locke is right over there. I've got the Sigma 200mm, which Locke is using. So I thought it'd be interesting to compare the two, seeing as they're both 200mm f2 autofocusing lenses.
I don't know how long I can hold it.
But that's why we've come to Bushy Park, which has got plenty of space for Locke to keep a bit of a distance, otherwise it's going to be a lot of face. How far back do you want me?
A lot. Now it's just your face.
This is like COVID times. Stand way back.
Kai is so far away, the
Fantastic.
audio is dropping as well.
Picked a perfect time to come. We're going to check out some deer, check out some wildlife, so let's go. Currently, despite having lots of lens options, Sony doesn't have a 200mm f2 option. Perhaps the 70-200 f2.8 is deemed more practical, but despite a fixed focal length, a fast 200 has that extra stop of speed, which is handy when fast shutter speeds or shallow depth of fields are needed. So third party is the only way, but which one should you go for? Well, I think Locke would prefer to use a 70-200.
Actually, this 200mm is so tight, I can't even show you the scene. And whenever I point to Kai, it's more like paparazzi footage or something.
And just before we continue, a short sponsored message. This video is sponsored by Storyblocks, which I have used to beef up the B-rolls in this video, mainly due to the fact there's a distinct lack of B-roll footage because Locke was using a 200mm lens to shoot some hairy footage. Now, I've been using Storyblocks for years, and what I like about Storyblocks compared to other traditional stock media websites is that you get unlimited downloads of loads of diverse, high-quality media, all for one subscription cost, so you can experiment with it. Everything's in one place. You've got 4K footage, music, sound effects, just thousands of customizable templates for After Effects, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Apple Motion. And you know what? The great thing is that all of it is made by real artists, not AI generative content. And everything you download is royalty-free and pre-licensed, so you can just focus on creating instead of double-checking on usage rights. So to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, you can use this address here, or conveniently just click the link in the description box down below. Okay, let's watch Locke suffer a little bit more, shall we?
Hi, hang on. The problem is I can't, whenever I walk, the footage is not usable. So we have to stop every time.
Let me try a Sigma.
Okay, yeah, thanks fully. It's not fun at all. Shooting video, try hold up a bowl of soup. I mean, not a bowl of soup, a pot of soup.
The Laowa is lighter, or as Locke might say, like holding a slightly smaller pot of soup. However, there's a compromise that might be problematic for video.
Oh, that's going to be fun. There's no
stabilisation.
Is that an anti-filter? What's that?
That is perhaps the main physical advantage in favour of the Laowa. Well, that's the interesting thing though. The Sigma doesn't have any drop-in filters in the rear, so you do need to buy
105 millimeters
big ass filter. However, for video, that is going to be a challenge because that doesn't have any stabilisation.
Yeah. Oh, going to be fun.
Apart from the heavier weight and lack of slip-in filters, the Sigma is simply the better featured lens, but also in terms of ergonomics. I mean, instantly, this does feel better in hands. It's kind of grippy, so I'm too close, aren't I?
You're too close.
Is that better? That's probably all lens, isn't it?
Better.
Yeah. So this is grippier. And it looks more standard. It's the kind of standard off-white lens. But overall, I like the body of this lens better than the Laowa. It just, it's got all these switches, stabilisation modes, custom. It is a thoroughly well-made lens, just that it doesn't have the slip-in filters in the rear.
And from a distance, you thought it's a Canon or Sony.
Well, yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Really, it doesn't look as nice. It's superficial, but you usually see that it's an off-white lens, some professional thing.
This looks like it was made by a camera company or an optical manufacturer.
Oh, they are a camera company.
Yeah, this looks like it was made by a gamer.
Yeah.
You just need to add some LED lights on it, and this would be like a gamer's lens. Practicality? Slippery. It's just slippery. I mean, of course, you'd be holding this maybe, but still. And there's not too many functions. You see that? AF, MF, focus limiter. On the other side is D-click. And you compare that to Sigma. Switches are plenty. It's quite impressive that they made a 200 f2 in such a short and compact body like that. But let's face it.
You have to remember that F2.
It's F2, but the front element is still quite similar.
I probably have to tweak the stabilization. So now standard stabilization.
Yeah.
Okay, if I don't move both hands on the camera, it's fine.
It looks alright. It looks alright on the screen.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like on the monitor, on your monitor at home. I mean, it is useful to have optical stabilization, especially with a lens like this.
Yeah.
Having the optical stabilization combined with steady shot creates smoother looking footage than the stabilizationless Laowa. But it's not just for video, it's a very useful thing to have when you're shooting stills too.
The light is changing, and all of that moisture from the ground is kind of going now, so we're not getting that atmospheric effect. I probably have blown my load on the Laowa with all the saucy shots, dramatic looking shots. But I have to say, I think I'll probably get the Sigma. I've not looked at the image quality yet, but just the feel of it, if I'm looking for a 200mm lens, this feels like what I'd be looking at. Now, Locke did say that you could probably see some deer today.
Actually, for your sake and my arm's sake,
Yeah.
let's switch back to a more standard lens.
Not really my sake, because I now have to carry that. How inconsiderate of you, Locke. Oh,
So much better.
I bet. You've given up. Locke's given up. It's too heavy for him. He's also given up with a deer. He sells himself as some kind of deer whisperer, and then he's like, "Where's all
I
the deer?"
never said that. I never said that.
It's last night. You sound like some kind of expert on deer. There's no deers. This is the only reason he came here.
Now this is the first time I can show you the environment. it was so tight, 200mm.
You will notice that some of it has changed. I mean, like, all the mist is gone.
Yeah.
That's because Locke was faffing about, like, oh, this is too heavy. He's changed the camera, it's gone now. It's almost like a different day. However, we're still looking for deers, or a deer, singular. Oh, I'd be happy to just find one. Get people instead. Surely what this lens is made for. Wildlife, sports,
People
peeping
in
on
the
people.
wild.
People peeping. I mean, they're both quite fast at focusing. I don't know if I feel like, I don't know if it's just me having a preference for Sigma, but it feels, I honestly feel that Sigma does focus a little bit quicker.
The Sigma definitely has the edge. The faster focusing speed of the Sigma can definitely be felt when shifting focus from near to far, far to near. When using things like the subject detection, it still felt like it wasn't quite quick enough with the Laowa.
I mean, I don't know if it's because the Laowa doesn't have the newest firmware or what, I don't know. Because I don't have a Windows PC. You have to update with a Windows PC. So, although the Laowa is about 1K less, I'll probably have to use that 1K to buy a Windows PC to update it. No, not a deer, but this is what we have to deal with. Still glorious light.
Oh, steam. Oh,
Steaming,
misty.
steaming poos of delight.
I kind of wish I'd used the Sigma first. On top of everything else already mentioned, the image quality of the Sigma is better too. Both lenses show very low amounts of chromatic aberration, but wide open. The Sigma is simply sharper, quite a bit sharper. And the bokeh is less distracting with the Sigma also. I just wish I'd used the Sigma first because by now, the cool atmospheric mist had gone.
Would I recommend Laowa? Yeah, if you want to save a bit of money, I think it's still a good lens. But it always feels a bit odd when you recommend a lens, and it's basically because it's a bit cheaper.
And that is essentially the main thing that Laowa has got going for it, the price. That and the slot-in filters, and that it's slightly shorter in length and lighter than the Sigma. But if you don't mind paying £1,000 or a little over $1,000 more for more features, better optical quality and performance, then the Sigma is by far the superior choice.
It's weird seeing Lock not moving. I should have just had a tripod over there. Didn't need Lock to come today.
I can't move.
Just stay at home.
It will be unusable.
I forgot he's got headphones. You can hear me. Now, Lock did say that you could probably see some deer today. He is the deer master. He's the bushy park master.
I never said that. All I say is that there's 2 car parks, and then this one have a higher chance of seeing deers, and then now he's called me a deer master.
This could be a disaster. You tired?
I'm tired from the first 5 minutes already.
I'll just prolong it a bit. I'll prolong the pain, Lock.
like just yet with the 200mm, I was getting warm. Now I'm feeling a bit chilly now. Oh,
There you go. I can't even believe you're complaining about that.